you so much for coming.
Yes, thank you. Welcome. My name is Joe.
I'm Cecilia. Maybe now's a good time to just make yourself known to the person sitting next to you, you know.
Seek out another person that you do not know.
In case you don't know the person next to you.
Exactly.
Tell them your name. Thank you all so much for coming to this town hall. You know, as descendants of flood survivors, there's still so little we know about those times, right? So we thought it'd be good for us to gather today and just kind of see if there's anything more we could learn. The other day, actually, we were cleaning, spring cleaning, and we found this journal. It was in a box of old stuff that I think we had collected from my grandmother, and she had it from her grandmother. And, so I guess that would make it my great-great-grandmother?
Great-great-grandmother's journal, yes,
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, and, you know, we thought it would be good to kind of look through and see if we can just try to learn anything more about what it was like to live during flood times, you know, before and during and after.
There's just so much that we're missing from pre-flood times, and we just don't know what went on. I mean, we get fragments of the technology that we're still trying to understand. I mean, I found recently a fragment of a technology which supposedly was something that people carried in their pockets, and you know, when they pulled it out of their pockets, they would be able to interact and communicate with one another over long distances. I believe that they had a name for it. It's like intelligent.
Smart.
A smartphone, I believe.
Smartphones,
Yes.
yeah. Have you heard of the one that's like, you take cold food and stick it into a box, spin it around a little bit, and it comes out hot?
Right. I think it's called a megawave.
Microwave.
A microwave. Do you guys know what this is called?
Microwave.
Microwave? Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Have you guys heard of any of these technologies just from any of your relatives or going through?
Yeah. Any examples of strange pre-flood technologies that anybody finds just particularly odd about that generation?
Things they used, how they were used.
I've heard of that one. Truly strange.
I haven't.
I believe it was some sort of a way for people to interact with each other on the intelligent phones. Shoes. Shoes, yes. Yes.
Yeah. I guess that would make it hurt less when the ground's really hot to walk around.
I suppose so, but then you don't get the feeling of the textures underneath your feet.
But anyways, back to this journal. So just for context, my great-great-grandmother was an herbalist, so she was really, you know, interested in finding plants and kind of digging around for their medicinal properties and healing properties. And it seems like we gave a flip through earlier, and it looks like most of it was just, you know, kind of records of her trying to find different plants and records of what they were doing and whatnot. But there's also this one part that reads more like a family history, and we thought we might share it with you guys. It goes a little bit like this. Starting far before me.
My father's father and my mother's mother. You see, austerity was too close a friend. They were used to walking about cloth-footed, their soles feeling every crag underfoot. But the discomforts of the day were nothing compared to the nights of lying pressed against their siblings like sardines.
Asking, how can my mind tremble in exhaustion as adrenaline rings and hollows my body? You see, there was never enough rice for the whole family. So how do you fill 5 bowls with 2 bowls worth of grain?
You soak rice in water.
You make porridge.
You trick the body into
Believing in fullness.
Fascinating. Yeah.
I mean, it seems like aspects of scarcity or something.
Yeah. It's truly, it did seem to be a family history as it started far before her. So this was not just unique to her herself.
And I guess the question I have is like, is that scarcity something that was specific to her family or general of the times, or I guess, did you guys have any lingering thoughts on this questions?
What can we learn about pre-flood times from this strange entry, if anything?
Soaking rice in water, walking about cloth-footed. No thoughts.
Yeah,
It's okay too.
it's mysterious.
Yeah, kind of baffles me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if there's nothing that we can learn about the family per se, there's definitely a lot in this journal that really stuck out to me. It just comes back and back around to this one plant. And this plant was called Longelica, according to the journal. And there's all this lore in there that seems to indicate that if you ate Longelica, you'd actually live forever. So your
Sounds odd.
it does sound odd, but your my grandmother was obsessed with this for whatever reason.
I don't know if I fully buy it. 'Cause would you, like, I guess I don't really understand, like, what the appeal to that is.
To living forever? Well,
Yeah.
I guess it means you don't have to taste the pain of death.
I mean,
There's that. but but there's also maybe a lot more suffering. I don't know. Who knows? I guess maybe we can take a poll here as a town council. Raise your hand if you would eat Longelica
if you found it, if it
found
existed. Okay.
Okay.
It's not a lot of people. Does anyone want to say why? I don't know if we do.
Well,
I don't know if she ever found it.
she never found it, so that's a good
Well,
point,
do you know?
townsperson.
Do we know if she ever found
I guess. Well, I don't know.
it? She could still be alive today.
She could. We should investigate more into the journey.
Well, I guess the other thing that I wonder about is, like, would her desire to kind of take eat Longelica, would that change if she, lived through this kind of traumatic, devastating event like the flood?
Mhm.
Would she still want to, live forever after that?
I think maybe she was just done. She just wanted to, not live forever after that, because that was just such a rough time to go through that experience.
I think for me,
Mm.
so for the people, small sample size of people who said yes, would your vote change if you lived through the flood times? Person in green says no. Would still want to live forever.
No.
Okay. I guess different
Yeah.
for different people.
Different
Um,
folks.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the other thing that we can learn possibly if we're wondering about this question is, because there's a lot of content on Longelica in here. We found this poem that seemed to be a little bit different from some of the other entries, and we've actually copied it onto your handouts. I believe it's a song, so I figured perhaps we could try to sing it. Yeah, should we sing it
Okay.
together?
Yeah. I think we might. Maybe we'll try to put it to like a popular tune or something.
Yeah, we could try that.
Okay. Here, I'll hold it up for you.
Thank you. Ooh, oh, the springtime has come, garbage floating all around me, but Longelica just might have revived in this weather. Will you go with me, please? And we'll all live forever once we find Longelica. If it blooms in this weather, will you go with me, please?
I think it kind of just repeats. You guys want to sing with us? I will build us a new life. One would stay in the living fall, and we'll never have to worry about the floods we had before. Will you go with me, please? And we'll all live forever once we find Longelica.
bristles thick, and cross rivers in bare feet for the chance of Longelica is worth everything to me. Will you go with me, please? And we'll all live forever once we find Longelica. If it blooms in this weather, will you go with me, please? And we'll all live forever once we find Longelica. If it blooms in this weather, will you go with me, please? It is. Well, it seemed to indicate in the song that she also walked bare feet.
Yeah.
So maybe we share that
Maybe
with her.
shoes wasn't a pre-flood technology.
What did you guys learn from this artifact from before the flood?
Well, it seems like she still wanted Longelica, even though she was went through the flood.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right, because I think one thing we were wondering about was chronology and sequencing, and right, like what comes, right, like does Longelica, does the fixation kind of happen before the flood and stay? But like person in green is saying, sorry, what's your name again?
Noah.
No, thank you.
Noah, yes. Townsperson Noah, yeah, I think that's a valid argument because, you know, perhaps actually she's inviting somebody else to take Longelica, maybe like a descendant or something. She's inviting other people to go with her, please, to find this plant. So maybe
Right.
she didn't even want it for herself.
I guess it feels still kind of open-ended because, you know, there's no conclusion of if she found Longelica, just that she was still trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know about all this Longelica business, but I feel like, you know, for anyone to write a song about something, you kind of have to be pretty obsessed with it.
Pretty obsessed. There's
Yeah.
a lot of extensive entries in here
Yeah,
all about
like,
that.
just all of these sections.
Yeah.
This whole ending. It does. I guess one thing is, you know how we found that family history thing that we shared? Well, there's one part that feels a little bit like that, but it's more, it turns inward a little bit more. I feel like maybe we should look into it.
I think so.
Yeah.
It was always about my needs. The one about being best. Not even besting others, but always besting myself. In bestial right, I needed to surpass my past and morph constantly into a better me.
It was a growing, gnawing thing, constantly reminding me what I was, what I could be. Potential, my adversary. Potential, my closest kin.
Okay. I mean, I do wonder if there's links between, you know, scarcity and ambition and this, all this stuff about potential. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what she was trying to achieve
Yeah.
or what it was that she wanted so much.
Yeah.
But
It does, I do feel like, you know, as we were looking through, there was a certain point in this journal where it kind of shifted from like purely Longelica content to more of the foods she was finding in the area around her just to survive. Do you
Right.
remember what some of them were?
yeah, I think past a certain entry point in the journal, she starts to find just protein-rich, carbohydrate-rich foods. I think hackberries, maybe I think burdock root, different things like
So
that.
just like survival foods.
Survival, blackberries. Yeah, I
Huh.
guess maybe she reached a point when she just had to find food to actually survive rather than just spend time on looking for this plant.
Yeah.
Could be. But I mean, one thing I wonder is just whether like it's amazing that we have this artifact, but I just wonder what all this like focus on this one kind of crazy Longelica lady has like on what does it tell us about, you know, pre-flood times? It seems a little specific.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely feels like we're deep diving. I mean, I think maybe I'm biased just because, you know, related to her, but
True.
I do feel like, it's kind of like a case study maybe into the times at large. Actually, one thing that I did find here is I found this other entry that read a little bit like the other one that we just sung.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wonder if we should sing this one too, because
Yes.
it talks pretty directly about flood times and,
It does. Yeah, we printed this one as well.
Yeah, maybe feel free to sing with us if you know the tune.
Okay.
2 weeks after we step out and land in my backyard to the river. All is wet now, wetter than our tears, drier than our prospects, slowing time with fear. Onto dry land, onto higher ground, onto land, dances and days, leave behind all the rubble to this road. Oh, we're bound. Along the way, I met another straggler. Survivors are few here. We keep on together. We settle down and start up a fire. Share our life stories. He says, "Huh? You were a professor?" On to dry land, on to higher ground. Oh, to be one in our team. Leave behind the rotten dreams to this home. Oh, we're bound. I see Longelica in the morning. She still beckons. Her drifting tendrils fill the space between my sleep and wake. But sitting here together, I got a feeling that I should have left this long ago. Long ago. Onto dry land, onto higher ground, onto new and better life. Leave behind all I lost to this home. Oh, we're bound onto dry land, onto higher ground, onto new and better life. Leave behind all I lost to this home. Oh, we're bound. Just onto dry land.
Yeah.
It's been really fun.
It really must have been.
Yeah.
And to write a song about it, I don't know, maybe it could be a form of healing.
Yeah, I mean, this one feels, I don't know, more hopeful than the other one.
Yeah, like she's hopeful that she can start a new life.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad though. This is kind of like, it feels like there's a grappling between not being sure of whether to keep going with this previous life path, whether to
Right.
move on,
Yeah.
what the kind of reckoning is.
Right. I wonder if any of our townspeople had anything that we can learn from this
Or just
Interesting.
impressions.
impressions.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the second block that we have, I think it might not be your second block. I thought calling your professor, calling your doctor, really sort of how to disconnect and stuff like
Yeah. I also, yeah, does that mean, was she writing about herself? Like, was she in Longelica, or was she looking for Longelica in academia?
Oh, that could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would explain all the notes and
Yeah.
you know
Meticulousness.
meticulousness. Yeah,
Fixations.
the fixations.
Maybe she got money to try to find Longelica.
I've heard some interesting things about this thing they called academia before the flood. I don't know if you guys have heard any, but Yeah,
I don't know.
it could be. I mean, if she was the professor, but
Yeah.
maybe that's why she eventually abandoned that dream, is she had to just survive,
Yeah. I don't know.
which would be sad.
I wish there was like a cleaner resolution to all of this, like,
Hmm.
I feel like we've kind of run out of entries that she left us, but, I guess there is.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's important, I think.
Okay, we can go through this one.
When it came down to life or life, those clanging pangs became reminder of my limitations, remainder of my worries.
I was a precocious child, weaving celestial scars from spaghetti suppers. But when you grow up whetting your appetite, it grows and groans and shoves, pushing, no, bloating you up until one day it rains. And you remember it was all built of sugar. Crystalline sweet, but dissolving oh so quickly. One lick of delight before it crashes down the very way it came, shaking. What then was left?
What once filled me like nectar, now a lasting convulsion. No choice but to fool the body towards rest.
Somber.
A little darker.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. I wonder if is this towards the end of her life?
We kind of we've run out of entries, but she doesn't really date them. All we have is did it happen before the flood or after the flood? I don't know. I mean, that's all we have in this journal, but I feel like if you all find journals, you should call a town hall too, probably. Or
Definitely.
we'll call more follow town halls.
Yeah. I think this has been productive.
Yeah. I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe.
Maybe.
Well, anyways, thank you all for coming. There's some light sustenance inside. That's all.
Enjoy.
Sorry. I'm averting my gaze. Sorry, I'm sorry. Happy birthday! I know, the right one. Right.